What's poppin', T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I am here with my all T all shade. Put a ring on it. Season 3, 4. I don't even know. It'll be on the thing. Anywho, sorry I'm not doing my regular reviews like I normally do. It is 2:23 a.m. I've had a very busy day, so I'm just not getting to this review, but I did want to talk about tonight's episode with you guys and give you my thoughts and opinions. Where do I begin? So we start off with Shorty and Kenneth going on their dates. And her date arrives. He a light-skinned dude with a mohawk. Right then and there, my nipples would have deflated, because why do you have a mohawk? But anywho, I will say that Shorty be looking really pretty in her confessionals when she has her makeup professionally done and her hair. When she does her own makeup and stuff, it makes her look withered and older. But she is a very beautiful woman. I wish she would have, had her hair professionally done and her makeup professionally done more often. What's his name? Kenneth checks him out, the dude out when he comes to the door and all that. They rap for a minute talking about football and shit, and then Shorty and the guy leave on their date. She said that he was attractive. I don't think that she was as attracted to him as she was to Hollywood, but there was a little something there between the two. So they go out to this little lounge restaurant type vibe. They talking, they laughing and all of that stuff. And Kenneth and his date then arrive. He with this one little chick. She a brown-skinned girl with some locks in her hair. She was voluptuous, had a booty, hips, and all of that good shit. She was very much into him. And it was hella awkward for Shorty and for Kenneth to see each other on different on dates or whatever with other people. So they were literally sitting like inches away from each other so they could literally hear each other's conversations, which was very awkward and weird for both of them. She was looking over there at his date. His date was looking back at her, and I was looking at his date like, why in the hell you keep on looking back there at Shorty, bitch? Like, do you want to go over there and sit with him? Like, what the fuck? Now I'm surprised Shorty didn't say, excuse you, bitch, what the fuck are you looking at? Kenneth was so uncomfortable, y'all. He looked like he was need to be on suicide watch. He, and that face that he always making with his eyebrows arched and his eyes halfway closed like he need glasses, child. And then the way he be pursing that lip, I'm like, is that supposed to be your Zoolander face, nigga? Like, hold your face right. Jesus Christ. Like, you an eye looking dude, but once you find out you're crazy and you ain't got no money, I mean, the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. But old girl was into him just like the other girls are into him. And I think that it's based off, like I said, his looks. He got a nice figure. He's tall or whatever. But like I said, y'all ain't met the crazy nigga yet. And once again, y'all don't know that he ain't got no money like that. And he's a moocher. So the girl was basically kind of like throwing herself on him. And he wasn't really biting, which I think made her like him even more, much like his last date. But like I said, he was so pressed and worried about what Shorty had going on, and he couldn't even fucking concentrate. Like, that nigga is full-blown psychopath. She was uncomfortable too, but she was going along with it. Her date was trying to make her feel comfortable and take her mind off the whole situation. And they end up eventually leaving. And then it was just Kenneth and his date there, and his date was like, like, why are you here doing this experiment? And he was like, maybe I'm holding on to something that just ain't there no more. And I'm looking at the screen like, he trying to act like he having all these retrospective thoughts. When I have dated a nigga like Kenneth before, Kenneth likes to play victim with other people, but they don't know the real him. So they believe that he's in this relationship where he's not being valued, when really on the inside he's not bringing nothing to the table, and he's causing more drama to this person's life than positivity. And I'm like, nigga, you ain't going no motherfucking where. You gonna stay dealing with that woman until she is done with you and finally get a goddamn protection order against your crazy ass. or have your ass whooped, like, because you wouldn't continue to play with me like he played with her. So then we see Dr. Nicole talk to Shay one-on-one, and she basically asks that crazy hoe why she acted a fool on her day. Oh, that's what I forgot. Let me skip back. So I forgot we started off with the continuation of Shay getting into it with Fonzo date, and Fonzo just sitting there with that dumbass look on his face, just standing still and sweating like a hog with that silk shirt on, and it was just a mess. Shay was like, let me get out of here because she don't know I can fight for real, and I was talking to you, I wasn't talking to her. Girl, you was talking to her. You acted a fucking donkey. You was mad because your nigga came in and didn't fucking acknowledge your ass like he was supposed to fucking do, and you fucking flipped your lid because you're so scared that he's gonna like somebody more than you, and he already does, and that is his baby mama. But anywho, so they end up leaving in the Maybach and then both of their dates end up just having dinner with each other and just vibing out. It was just a mess. Like, Fonzo was just standing there looking dumb in the face. You could tell he was uncomfortable and shocked and, like appalled and, stunned by Shay's behavior. And low key, he liked that shit. He gets off on that shit and he makes her look stupid every time because he don't even come to her fucking defense. Like, how many ways does this man gotta show you that you ain't it, darling? But anywho, so we go back to Dr. Nicole and Shay. And Dr. Nicole basically asked her crazy ass why the hell she act like a fool on that date. And she admits this because when they walked in, he didn't acknowledge her, and that was an issue for her. And Dr. Nicole pointed out to her that you keep on trying to control the narrative and not allow him to be himself and do the fucking experiment so you can see how he's going to respond to certain situations. And if you allow him to respond to certain situations instead of trying to control him, you will get the answer that you fucking need. But she don't even need the fucking answers. The answer's been there in her motherfucking face. She just refuses to motherfucking accept it and acknowledge it or whatever. So she gets to crying and all of that stuff. And Dr. Nicole asks her, about their engagement. And she then goes on to let us know that they were actually going to get married. They were going to they went to the Justice of the Peace. And the day before they were supposed to get married, that's when she found out about the girl on Instagram saying that he was the love of her life. And her dumb ass still was going to go through with the wedding. They went to the courthouse, did the whole ceremony and everything, but later found out that they had to have a Vegas officiant sign off on the paperwork. So it was basically invalid. And so after that, she was like, they decided that, they still was going to be engaged. They had the big ass engagement party. But leading up to the engagement party, a whole bunch of more shit was going on. And at some point, she just was like, she couldn't take it no more. And she left his ass for 2 months. She was doing her, but she felt like something was missing from her life, and it was him. And I'm like, girl, was it him or was it the money and the clout? But okay, because like I told y'all, I know somebody that knows him. So I'm knowing what kind of lifestyle he live and the people that he hanging with. So I'm really looking like, okay, girl. So she ended up going back to him, and she was like, as soon as she went back, she got back right on that hamster wheel of dealing with the same shit all over again. And I was like, well, when you went back and saw that it was the same shit, why are you still here, sis? Why? Like, the answers are there. Once again, you holding out waiting for what? And I can't even say that I'm mad at her because I've been there myself, where you just keep on giving motherfuckers a chance until you just say fuck it, and you just there's nothing left inside of you. Like, you have given your all, so you know that this time is the last time and you ain't going back. But I don't think that she's there yet. I don't think that she's there because I know when I was done, that motherfucker didn't even do shit to me that day. I had been ruminating on it, praying on it, thinking about it for at least a few months before I actually pulled the trigger. And it was just a regular, simple day when I broke up with my ex or whatever. A regular, simple ass day. And I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, today is the motherfucking day. This nigga got the motherfucking go. And I don't see that in Shay yet. Shay's not there yet. She still has some fucks to give, even though she needs to have zero fucks to give at this point. And Dr. Nicole just basically tells her to let the experiment play out and stop trying to control everything. And Shay is adamant that she's so angry and responsive because she knows that once she's gone, she's not going to come back this time. And I feel like she's talking a good game, but I don't really truly believe what she's 100% saying per se. So after that, we get the couples together for couples therapy with Dr. Nicole, and we start on Kenneth and Shorty's date. And we start with Shorty, and she says, dude was a good time, this, that, and the third, or whatever. And she liked the way he handled himself and carried himself. And then Dr. Nicole asked her something, and she went in on how Kenneth, when she met him, he presented himself way different than he really actually was. He made it seem like he had more going for himself, that he was more mature. And by the time she found out the real deal, she already had feelings for him, and it was hard for her to leave him alone. Man, I swear to God, my ex was a Kenneth. So I'm knowing already where this shit is going. And she was basically like, he liked women that, are beautiful, got a lot going for themselves, basically women that are out of his league. And when she said that, everybody was looking like, ooh, and ooh. And he was sitting there just shuffling around in that seat, fidgeting and shit, because that nigga was having one of his ticky boom boom moments where he wanted to knock her motherfucking head off her shoulders, but he couldn't because people was in the room. And you could tell she was telling all their business because she want A, proof on camera in case anything ever happened to her ass, and B, I think that she wants to embarrass him into leaving her the fuck alone and put it out there to the world who the fuck he really is. Because the guys had got up together to play pool, and he was cracking jokes, making everybody laugh, being a court gesture. And he had made a comment about how he used to be a security guard. So I was like, yeah, I knew that nigga didn't have no money. And come to find out, he got a 7-year-old daughter named Goldie by some other chick. So I could just tell when he was with the guys, like he felt like he wasn't even on their level. And Fonzo even had to tell him, before y'all can figure y'all shit out in a relationship, you need to get yourself together, like work on you. And he was like, yeah, I feel that, knowing damn well he don't feel shit, and he ain't gonna work on himself because he got a bitch that's over there taking care of him and picking up his slack. And he guilt trip her. That's what the fuck he does. And trust and believe, I know, because I've been there. I have been a shorty, and I have had a Kenneth in my life. So while she's saying all this, like I said, he looked like he was about to bust a vein. And he was like, she always trying to downplay me, like I ain't out here trying to da-da-da-da-da-da. And he even had the other cast members feeling bad for him, but they feel bad for him once again because they don't know the depths of what's going on between him and Shorty. And I wish Shorty would have told like what this nigga be straight up doing. Like, he is crazy. But I think as the series goes on, she's going to continue to expose his crazy ass. And I really think that she low-key brought his ass on this show because this was her way of finally breaking up with him in a safe manner, hopefully, where he won't do nothing to her because she got it all on motherfucking national television. So I don't know, but he was so uncomfortable and he was so embarrassed. A little percent of me, like 5% of me, felt bad for him because you could tell she embarrassed the shit out of him in front of the other guys, and he didn't like that. But with niggas like him, you gotta do him like that. You gotta do motherfuckers like him like that in order for him to learn and to at least get it, or at least to put some fear in him, because all that threatening and shit behind closed doors, that shit don't faze that nigga. That ain't doing shit. So then we switch to Charlana and Otis, and they talk about their date and everything and how everything went. And Charlana immediately talked about how he was looking at his date's back tattoos, and that made her feel some type of way, of course. But she tried to play it like she wasn't really paying no attention to them in their date. And I was like, girl, you know damn well you was paying attention to their damn date. So then Dr. Nicole was talking to them about, being transparent with one another, because Charlana was saying that she feels some type of way because ever since her first date, she's been open with him about her dates, but he has not been open to her about what's been going on with his, and that's making her feel some type of way. So Dr. Nicole was like, would y'all feel comfortable with me talking to you guys in a safe space? They both was like, yeah. That basically meant one-on-one, like I just did with Shay and Alfonso. So then Otis decides to hit her with a one-hitter quitter. He was like, you know what? You're right. I do need to be more transparent. So me and Milan have been talking via DMs. And Charlana was like, excuse you? What the fuck you just say to me? So he completely blindsided her and lets this girl know that he been DMing Milan. He told some because come to find out the girl know other trainer friends of his, and they got people in common. And then they was talking about the horseback riding date they went on. And Charlana was like basically like, I know you motherfucking lying. Like, you gonna tell me, and then you gonna tell me on national motherfucking television in a room full of other people. And she was like you gonna quit embarrassing me. You're gonna quit embarrassing me. But I'm like, sis, you're embarrassing yourself, because you shouldn't even allowed it to get this motherfucker far. But she finally bucked up on his ass, and she was like, just don't say shit to me. And then she was like, this is it, I'm done. She was like, this was a deal breaker for me because we agreed to no texting. And then he gonna talk about some that's texting, and she was like, stop, you know damn well that's the same thing. And then he gonna sit up here and say, if her date knew somebody that she knew, he wouldn't feel no type of way about them DMing each other. And I'm like, Otis, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Like, boy, if you don't sit up here and stop lying, you got mad because the nigga gave her flowers on her first date. You mean to tell me you wouldn't have bust a fucking vein if this girl was literally DMing one of her dates? You would have broken up with her immediately. And I'm more scared of him than, like I said, Kenneth, because that nigga is the Tin Man. He don't have no fucking emotions. I'm like, who hurt you? Did he grow up in a military family where you're like not supposed to feel? Because this man literally shows no emotion, and all he do is smirk and scoff and act like your feelings are just stupid as hell, even though he does a lot of fuck shit and petty shit and snide shit to get underneath people's skin. I don't understand Otis. Otis is fucking crazy. So Dr. Nicole was basically like, if that made you mad, you need to really be focused on the big issues between y'all two, like communication and da-da-da-da. And Charlana just is on 10. She cannot even focus. Dr. Nicole tried to go to Shay and Alfonso, but Alfonso was like, shit, I don't even know what the fuck to say. Alfonso was so outdone. Hell, the other couples was too. Kenneth ass was happy that the focus wasn't on his broke ass no more. But so while Dr. Nicole trying to focus on Shay and Alfonso, Charlana whispering to Otis, like, did you talk to that girl? She was like, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. And he's sitting up there looking like he wanted to cry for the first time, because you could tell that this nigga was actually scared for once, because he knew he went too motherfucking far. But he one of them vicious ass motherfucking people that's gonna take it as far as he motherfucking can until your ass break, and then that's when he'll show you a little bit of compassion to make it seem like he really truly care, but it's all a fucking game to him. So Dr. Nicole was like, do you two want to share? And Charlana was like, nope, actually I don't. I'm ready to go. I want to go. Give me the keys. And he wouldn't give her the keys. And she was like, don't say fucking no to me. Like, give me the fucking keys. I am done. That was a deal breaker. Like, fuck that. And the episode went off, child. It was a good episode, though. Real good episode. Overall, I give tonight's episode an A. Like, none of these couples need to be together. None of them have potential for the future. They just need to leave each other the fuck alone, because every last one of these relationships are toxic, and in two of them, the police need to be involved. God, hell, not even two. All three of them, the police need to be fucking involved in it, because these motherfuckers is ghetto as hell, toxic as hell, and abusive in so many different ways. But it was a great episode. Happy it ain't my life no more. Been there, done that. Don't want it no more. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode, or put a ring on it down below in the down below in the description box. Lord Jesus, time for me to go to bed. Down below in the comment section, let's talk about it. Let me know what you thought about each couple. Do you guys think any of these couples have staying power? Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.